We continue now with former Clinton advisor Dick Morris. Dick, is you waving to somebody there?
Yeah, a friend.
Can I have that, please? Anyway, welcome back. Look, let's talk a little bit. You had talked about, and now I was saying this for weeks. You got on, but you were saying this now yourself. There are a few others that have been saying this. And now the Wall Street Journal has actually jumped on what they're calling the Obama market crash. And the idea, there's little doubt that uncertainty, fear over Barack Obama's economic agenda is contributing to this decline. They say it's the first time, and these are their words, that a president-elect in the post-war era has been greeted with more audible hiss from Wall Street, down, what, 14, 15, 16%, depending on the day.
Yeah, well, Wall Street couldn't be plainer. When it looked like McCain was coming back and surging on Monday and on Friday, Monday, and Election Day itself, the market jumped 1,400 points. Then ever since, it's lost 14% of its value. And until Obama...
Uh-oh. You there, Dick? I guess. All right, back to me. Now, I'll finish his work. Until Obama... No. But the
Look,
Wall
I'll be
Street
happy
Journal...
to debate you on this. This is ridiculous to blame Obama for the problems we're having with the economy. It's retail sales. It's bad economic figures. This has happened under George Bush's watch. You can't blame Barack Obama.
Well, let me just tell you, you're missing their point. What they're saying, there's never been in a post-war era that a president-elect has been greeted with a more audible hiss. Let me explain what the point of view here is that if he follows through on his economic plan, Alan, and that is if he's going to raise capital gains, if he's going to tax the top 5%, and he wouldn't answer that question at his only press conference, the fear is that people are removing their money from the market now. They're thinking about more safe, more secure areas to invest. Now, for one last thing.
I'd like to respond.
For the last part of the for the last 7 years, economically, we have had lower unemployment rate than the last 4 decades. Interest rates have been low. Inflation have been low. And we've had 10 million new jobs created up until the last 8 months. It has been a good economy that, like at the end of the Clinton-Gore administration, went
It is unbelievable to me that you want to blame Clinton-Gore for a recession that happened on Bush's watch, and you want to blame Obama for a recession that happened on Bush's watch.
You're not listening.
We're in a recession. It is also because of retail.
We're not in a recession.
Let me respond.
That's not true by
I will
definition.
now respond. The fact is that the market is down because of retail sales. The market is down because of bad job numbers. The market is down because it's been going down and crashed long before Barack Obama was the president-elect.
Well,
you can't blame George W. Bush for that.
I watched Senator Obama last night on 60 Minutes, and he pulled back dramatically from his original statements. What Barack Obama was saying throughout the entire campaign, this is the worst economy since the Great Depression. It was interesting. He pulled back because this fear-mongering is resulting, it's almost feeding on itself. Now, if we're going to have if we want to talk about a bad economy, when Reagan took over as president in 1980, interest rates were 21.5%. Inflation was 12.5%. We had just lost 10 million new jobs, and Reagan, to get out of it, dropped the top marginal rates from 70 to 28%. Hang on. The Obama plan is the antithesis of Reagan.
Reagan left the biggest deficit and biggest debt. And the other problem we're having in the economy right now is Paulson, who asked for a bailout for $750 billion. Then they increased it to $800+ trillion. And then first he says he's going to buy up the bad mortgages and save people's homes. Then they say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to buy the banks instead. So the money was obtained under false pretenses, and that also helps drive the economy down. That's part of what the problem is. Let me explain
what the difference is. When Reagan took office, this is very important.
I'm talking about Paulson and Bush and what's happening now.
I'm explaining because you didn't understand the analogy.
Speak slowly so I can understand.
I'm going to say a little slow. 21.5% interest rates, 12.5% inflation, 10 million jobs lost. Now, after the Reagan years, remember, he can't spend money. That was Tip O'Neill. 20 million new jobs were created. It was the longest period of peacetime economic growth in American history. We benefited. The top marginal rates went down, not up. What I'm telling you is the Wall Street is responding because the Obama plan is the opposite of the Reagan plan.
You're isolating the Obama plan. Dick Morris is back. I can't believe that Republicans and supporters of George W. Bush are blaming Barack Obama, who hasn't been even president-elect for more than 2.5 weeks. And when you've got Paulson changing the game, you've got bad retail figures, you've got bad employment figures, you want to blame Barack Obama. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't tell when you can hear me or not.
I hear you now.
Shut up and listen to me. Let me talk. Okay. Ever since Obama's election, this market has lost 14 points. And it's exactly what my wife and I predicted in the book Fleeced. As long as you have these tax increases on the horizon, particularly in capital gains, with the potential doubling of that tax, people are going to sit on their money. Because if they sell their stock now, they only pay 15%. If they sell it later, they pay 28%. But listen, time is limited because of the satellite problems. I want to make this point about Guantanamo. And again, it's out of the book Fleeced. There were 425 people who have been let out of Guantanamo. 50 of them have taken up arms against the United States forces. And we've, at our expense, fly them back to Afghanistan. And instead of the flower girl waiting to receive them at the foot of the ramp, there's a guy with a machine gun who hands it to them, and they go out and join the Taliban. And there are 275 of the worst characters in the world there. Now, either we keep them in Guantanamo, or we let them go, or we bring them into the U.S. criminal justice system.
Yeah.
And no, we didn't Mirandize them in the middle of a war. We didn't give them an attorney in the middle of a battlefield. They'll all be released
It's
because
a matter of not moving them to another
and
country
we'll
so they don't have due process.
275 of the worst guys on the battlefield against
It's
them.
a matter of respecting the Constitution, not moving a prison out of the country so they can do things they couldn't do in the confines of the United States. That's really what the issue is, and why he would like to close a prison that does not exist on our soil. Unfortunately, we're out of time, Dick. Thank you very much for... Sorry about the satellite, but thank you very much for your time.
That was nice of you to give him the last word.
Okay.
I learned from the best.
What I'm saying is that's right.
All right,
nice.
Dick, I wish we had more time. Thanks so much. We check in with Greta Van Susteren. She's here to tell us what happens in just about 22 minutes right after...